Hey there guys, this is Kevin here at Fleet Lithium, and today we're going to be giving this 2014 Polaris GEM a whole new lease on life. We'll be installing a 76 volt 168 amp hour Fleet Lithium battery that'll give us about 50 miles in range, and we'll be replacing these lead acid batteries with our one single Fleet Lithium drop-in kit. We have over 90 different application specific kits on our website, and you can check us out at fleetlithium.com or look down in the description for a link. We have anything from E-Z-GO, Club Car, Yamaha, Polaris, Tomberlin, you name it. If it's got four wheels, it's golf cart or electric vehicle, we've got an application for it. And if we don't, please feel free to email us and we can definitely get you sorted out. Let's jump right into it. I want to make this a short and quick video because this is a very quick and easy installation. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to remove all of this back here to gain access to that battery tray. It's very easy. Let's jump right into it. All right, moving right along into the installation. Guys, so I've already removed the nuts and bolts from the backs of these screws to make this video a lot faster and a lot smoother, but it's very simple to get this all out. First thing we're gonna do is remove this screw. There's a nut on the back here. You got another one there, another there, and there. There's 4 here on the bottom, and then there's going to be 2 here on the back of that bar. Then you're gonna remove, I've already taken them out, but there's 2 bolts that go through the bottom of your seat back. So let's go ahead and jump into how this works. Very straightforward. Since I've got the nuts off the back, I'm just gonna go ahead and lift the bar right out. Seat back's got a very simple little hook system here. There's a couple of hooks. You just lift up on that seat back. You just push up, pull it out, and then do the same thing on the other side. And that seat back comes right out. There you have that. And then down here on the bottom, these 2 bolts, you'll have to remove the nuts here, 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 and here. And then this tray for your seatbelt will come out pretty easily. You just have to kind of twist it. And there you go. That's out. So there you have it. Now you've got access to your entire battery tray. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video while I remove these batteries and get them out of our way, and then I'll show you how to get the batteries out of this front pocket here afterwards. Okay guys, we're back, and I've got the batteries out of the rear tray. I went ahead and took this outside and pressure washed it. It was pretty filthy in there. And you can see I cleaned up some of those wires and zip tied them to the frame rail there just to clean it up. Now we've got to show you how to get into this front compartment. It's very easy to access. You can see it's between these 2 seats on this next row. And here's the cover. I've already removed it. There's a screw here, 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 and there. So there's 4 Phillips head screws that you'll remove. And then you just wiggle the tray out. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove those tabs that hold down the batteries on the battery hold downs. There's 2 of them there. We're going to pull both of those off, pull that hardware out, remove the cables, and then we'll remove the first battery through the center. Then we'll take the next one, pull it over to the side, remove that through the center, and then do the same thing with the third battery. We'll move it over to the side and then pull it out through the center. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, get that done, and then we'll come back and show you how to handle the wiring down here in this front compartment. Okay guys, we're back, and we've got those 3 batteries from the middle seat out of the tray. And I want to take a second here to show you how we're going to be wiring this up. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and show you guys the actual weight of one of these batteries. I've already got one sitting here on a scale, and it's over 70 pounds. We've got 9 batteries that weigh 70 pounds a piece that we just removed. That's 630 pounds of batteries we're taking out of this unit. And we'll be replacing it with one pack that has a gross weight of around 250 pounds. So guys, we're saving 370 pounds in just unused weight out of batteries. We're also replacing this with a 170 amp hour lithium pack while we have a 170 amp hour lead acid pack. But it's important to note that a lead acid pack at 170 is only really rated for a 50% discharge. What that means is you're only able to use about half of this pack before your gauge on the dash will show you that it's fully discharged. With the lead acid, with lithium, totally different situation. You're going to be able to use all of the 168 amp hours, meaning you're effectively going to be doubling the range that your GEM had before. And guys, if you don't need that kind of range, the 105 battery will work just fine. So keep that in mind. Now, next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the wires. It's very simple. We're going to take that fuse block here in the back, We're going to remove that from that side piece there. We're going to move that up to the front, and we're going to reattach the wires that are underneath this front seat to both sides of that fuse block, because this one goes back to the fuse block currently, and this one goes up to the controller negative. So what we'll be doing, taking this whole block off, moved up to the front, this small wire will no longer be used. Okay guys, we are back. It is raining outside, so you can hear that rain hitting the top of the building right now, but we're gonna go ahead and keep going. I've removed that fuse block holder, and I moved it up here with some self-tapping screws. I attached it right there. And then the two wires in here, I went ahead and just hooked to the left and right side. Went ahead and hooked up the charger interlock wire, and you can see how I've done that there. Easy as that. And then I went ahead and dropped the charger in here. Now, the reason I'm mounting the charger here in the middle instead of the front is because we've already got the factory onboard charger. And in a lot of these Polaris systems, I've actually found that they've got voltage reducers inside the factory chargers, and I found that it's actually easier to just leave the factory charger intact the way it is and install ours on top of that, and then just no longer use that factory charger. So very straightforward. I've got the wires going to the battery, drop down here. I'll show you how to hook those up once we get to that. Power wire, I'm gonna throw some electrical tape on this connection, and I've got this running up to the front, and then I'll be installing our AC plug right here, and I'll be running that power wire right here to the back. All right guys, so it's time to go ahead and install our AC charging port. You'll notice that it doesn't quite fit into the hole where the factory charging port was. So what we're gonna do is make a hole a little bit bigger with a 2-inch hole saw. I've got a small block of wood. I'm gonna take this piece of wood, put it behind here, and then drill into that piece of wood so I can keep my center. I'm gonna show you how this is done real quick. All right, now hold this piece of wood real steady. There you go, just like that. Now, you want to be careful when you do this. You definitely want to take your time and make sure you do it right. But just know that this charging port is going to cover up some of your mistakes. So don't worry too much if you missed a little bit or scratched a little bit around it. Easy as that. Let's move on to the next step. Okay guys, so we've run the power cable here. I zip tied the excess up right there, and I'll be zip tying the rest of that down to the frame rail. And then that just runs right into the AC port there, back here to the charger. Now remember, make sure you put electrical tape on these connections. If you don't, they will come loose, and you're not going to be charging all of a sudden, and you'll have to remove this cover to get back in here. The other thing I've done is ran those two wires that are coming off the charger back into the battery tray. Now, this right here is a charge indicator light. We usually like to drill a small hole and mount that right there to the body. So when you're standing next to the unit out in the garage, you can see if it's fully charged. It'll flash red, it'll stay solid green when it's fully charged. Our customer asked us not to install that today, so we're not going to be drilling a hole. We're not going to show you how to install that. But what we have done is run the power and ground wires from the charger over here alongside the battery cables that'll be going to the battery. And the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the battery installed. Okay guys, we have the battery going in, and it's just a little bit too wide to fit. So I'm going to remove this back plastic piece, which is pretty straightforward. You just remove these screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the other side, you've got 5 more. All right, guys, now with that removed, we should have enough room to get the battery in there. All right, and I'm back. Guys, we've got the battery installed. I've got the wires hooked up. It's a very easy hookup. You've got your power wire that was on the cart previously, and then the charging wire. And then you've got your ground wire that's going to the new bus bar that's underneath the seat right there, and your new charging wire. Then I went ahead and zip tied everything up, and I went ahead and installed the wire for the gauge because that's the last step. I've run it underneath, and very easy. It took 2 seconds. I just routed it underneath here, through here, and tucked the XX wires underneath there. And I went ahead and installed this gauge holder because this comes with your kit. It's 2 screws. It's very simple and easy to install. It's really a matter of personal preference where you decide to install that. But let's go ahead and get that done now. Here's your gauge. You're going to take these little pieces here and put it on the back. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug in the gauge and we'll be done. So let me get that finished and we'll come right back. All right, and there you have it. There's the gauge installed. You can see the bracket on the back with those 2 nuts. Very, very easy, simple installation. Then you just hook the 2 power wires up. I mounted it there because you can see it pretty easily when you're driving. Perfect spot. And now let's go ahead and get the plastics back on, get everything back together, and we'll take it for a test drive. All right, guys, we've got everything put back together. We're gonna take this for a test drive here. You can see the battery fits nice and snug down there in the battery tray. Basically, effectively doubled the range on this Polaris GEM. Still programmed to go 25 miles an hour, but now we'll get about 50 to 60 miles in range. You can see I've got that battery gauge mounted there nicely and fully charged. Now, it's important to note this no longer functions as your battery gauge. That is going to be the one you go off of. This is programmed for the AGM lead acid batteries. But no codes, no errors, no issues, just a quick, easy, simple installation. Just like that, we have converted this GEM into lithium. It's got a 10-year warranty on that battery. Nothing to worry about for another 10 years to come. These Polaris GEMs are built like tanks. They're gonna last forever. Once you get a good battery in these things, you have nothing to worry about. You can enjoy your GEM for the next 10 years or more. You can also program the controller to go a little faster if you actually wanted to, but you would need special programming tools. We're not going to get into that today. Today we're just showing you how to install and doing a little quick demo drive. So guys, that wraps up the video. If you're interested in one of these kits for your Polaris GEM, check out fleetlithium.com. That's fleetlithium.com. We've got over 90 application-specific kits from Polaris, EasyGo, Yamaha, Club Car, Tomberlin, you name it, we've got a kit. One of our most popular is for the Polaris Ranger, and of course for the GEM. We've got 48 volt and 72 volt applications. We also sell 12 volt marine, solar, and automotive batteries. And if you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us tremendously. If you're interested in getting one of these kits and you have questions, feel free to email us or contact us on our website. That's it for me, guys. I'm going to get out of here and I will see you on the next one.